at a bar called Classic 2. An elite group of savants, analysts, and the dude who came up with stocks fought and toiled and burned the midnight oil to deliver the best segment in all of sports. It's an honor and a privilege. It's time for Knicks NBA Tears.
Wilds, I apologize
okay.
for stepping on that joke. All right, some movement, subfloors, subterranean movement. Below the tiers. The Nets had to drop from relegation to sub-relegation.
Really?
Yeah, Josh has been grinding the all-10 of the Nets defense, and you know what it is? Just bars and tone. There's nothing on the screen. So they've dropped a bit. Now to the team still on the tiers. The Gary Alls tier. Now I know what you're thinking. What is a Gary All?
Yes, exactly.
Well, Hubs, can we show them a Gary All? Oh my God, that looks terrifying. Did you know? Not dangerous at all. Jaw too weak. Just breaks. Most teeth of any crocodilian, 0 human kills in its entire history.
Wow.
So
is it big?
It's big, but
big.
Too skinny. So go back to the tiers if we may. All these teams, you can be like, oh, Zion, Halliburton, that high-flying offense. What if Şengün comes back? Light the beam. They're not scary at all. None of these teams are scary. They
Even
appear
the Kings
to be
used to like
no
the
Malik
Kings.
Monk. Sixth man of the year, Bruce sixth man of the year, and all of a sudden he's out. So yeah, they appear to be scary, not dangerous at all. Not enough offense. It's pretty self-explanatory. I don't have to show you any reptilian pictures for this one. It's just not enough offense. All top 8 defenses, all well-coached teams, all teams that have, either a budding star in Paolo, a star coming back in Donovan, or a legit star right now in Jalen Brunson. But can they score enough? Especially once teams lock in a 2-week series. Probably not. Good teams, but not enough offense. Next, Bruce so badly wants to believe. These are the Los Angeles Clippers, his 2021 preseason championship pick.
They had it too.
The Phoenix Suns, his 2022 championship pick. Yeah, before the playoffs, and then you switched.
When they were up 2-0?
No, before the playoffs. And then the Warriors, his 2023 championship pick. Last year, you picked them to defend the title.
I picked them the year they won.
No, you didn't. You picked the Suns that year. But regardless, listen, Brew wants to believe in all these teams. And at various times will flirt with any one of them, even though he really has his eye on the Clippers. But all of us know that these teams are fatally flawed to a degree to where they can't win 3, let alone 4 playoff series. Next, trying to buck history. For the Mavs, can heliocentric basketball win? For the Thunder, can you be that young and win? For the Timberwolves, can you employ Rudy Gobert and win? All of them have a resume or a bio that says, you know what, this team could show up in the finals, but they have one glaring historical weakness going against them. So if any of them make the finals, they will be precedent breaking. Get through round 1 and regroup. So the Bucks likely have to face one of these other 2 teams in round 1.
Wow.
It's possible the team that doesn't face the Bucks of the Sixers and Heat, their reward is they face the Celtics. Now, maybe one of these teams moves up to the 6th line, but it is going to be difficult depending on what the Pacers do the rest of the way. So it is more likely than not that at least one, maybe 2 of these teams are gone from the postseason after round 1. For the ones that remain, you will have already been through a bit of a gauntlet. Not gauntlet's the wrong word, but quite a test in round 1. You then regroup, maybe have a softer matchup in round 2 before you get to the conference finals. One more run in him? Question mark? So another milestone was broken yesterday that nobody cared about. Oscar Schmidt, who had, led all basketball in scoring for all of basketball history, it feels. His record was broken by LeBron James. No one cares.
I'm on Pablo's podcast.
Yeah, okay, that's good. You're the one. There is rivals. Shots fired, Pablo. Speaking of records, how many people in NBA history have ever had a 2-game stretch where they averaged more than 30 while shooting nearly 80% from the field, 90% from 3? Just LeBron, just the last 2 days, and nobody cares. So the question is this. These are just facts, just statistical
90%.
facts. It's just what it is, on at least 10 threes. He's not, 9 of 10, pretty good. So here's the question, or actually 10 of 11. Does he have one more run in him? Does he have one more run in him like so many all-time greats do when they are clearly not themselves anymore, but find a way not necessarily to win the title, but one more deep, like, oh my gosh moment. Now, Tiger pulled it off at Augusta. Serena had one more great run at the U.S. Open. Like, does he have one more run in him, or was that one more run last year? I guess we'll find out. Making history one way or another. Their record, their point differential, winning their conference by a dozen or more games. They are going to be a historic team either because they bring the City of Champions its second championship in basketball since the fall of the Berlin Wall, or because they have one of the most disappointing postseasons of any all-time great regular season team that we have seen in the last 30 years. And then lastly, at the top of the tiers, get healthy, Jamal. Because if we're just being honest, the Nuggets at full strength do look pretty unbeatable.
Yes.
And in the moment Jamal Murray's gone, they don't just look slightly vulnerable, Brew. They look like anybody could beat them in a series, honestly. And we saw, by the way, when Jokic was winning his MVP a couple years ago and they didn't have Jamal, they're gone. Like,
Jamal's
and Jamal, who's good in the regular season, but is 26 a game the last two postseasons he's been healthy. They need him back. That is the latest edition of the NBA tiers.
That was good. And quickly on Jamal, he's that rare player who, if, you know, let's say they have a nice run as a team, maybe win another championship or two, he continues to do what he's done in the postseason. He's that rare player who's like on a Hall of Fame trajectory
with no All-Stars.
With no All-Star appearances. I mean, really, like that's what he's looking like.
And his postseason numbers are bananas.
Phenomenal.
But not 100%.
So that's cool. Okay, I am moving the Timberwolves, who I'm liking a lot.
Oh, wow.
Up to where the Lakers.
Well,
I'm switching them with the Heat. The Heat come down. In fact, I'm dropping the Heat 2 levels. And the Lakers joined the Timberwolves on that level. So now there's just a third level with the Bucks, Sixers, Timberwolves, Lakers.
Gotcha.
And here's why I like the Timberwolves. They've been Karl Anthony Towns looks like he's going to get back early. They're saying reports are that he'll get back for maybe toward the end of the regular season. There were thoughts that he wouldn't make it until the playoffs. So I think that's going to be big. And without him, Nick, they've gone 9-4.
Well,
9-4 without Karl Anthony Towns, your second best player. And in those games, they beat Denver, Houston, upstart Rockets, the Warriors, the Cavs, the Clippers, and the Pacers. So they've beaten some pretty good teams.
All playoff
they got the best defense in the league, and it's a versatile defense. They got height, they got size. But then on the wing, Anthony Edwards is a pit bull defensively, and Jaden McDaniels defense. So they cover all the bases there. They play well on the road. They got the best road record in the West, second best in the league, and they play well against the top teams. They got the second best record in the league against winning teams. So I think they cover all the bases. They are a tad bit silly, but you got Mike Conley and his veteran presence. So I just think they're a dangerous team.
So that was a lot of reasons to move the Wolves up. As far as moving the Lakers down, I understand you're saying the Lakers should be on par with these other teams. If I may make a case, the Lakers are in a weird spot because, they are still the 9th seed. And maybe they stay the 9th seed. But they are also, would you feel drastically different about them if they were the 5 or the 6 seed? Probably. That's 2 wins. You know what I mean? That is 2 games that go a different way. So there's the gap there is so small, but more importantly is this. Since, in honor of Punxsutawney Phil, I'll just say since Groundhog Day.
Sure, thank you.
Since February 1st, they have legitimately been one of the best teams in the league and one of the best, if not the best, offense in the league. And they are adding rather than losing players as the season goes on. Just added Gabe Vincent. I don't know how much he'll help. Hope to have Vando as a real addition defensively. And so to me, with LeBron the last 2 games, I was, being serious about the stats, but he is appearing to, as opposed to the last couple years where it looked like at the end of the year, slowing down or nursing an injury or just trying to get to the finish line. He's playing some of his best basketball, which makes them a dangerous team.
Yeah, Nets, Raptors, Wizards tonight. That's certainly
well, you know what? That's the schedule. The thing about the NBA is everybody plays basically the same schedule.
It's a nice little run, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
9 of 10. I'm moving the Bucks down. I don't know what you want to maybe have a separate category called too weird to win. because I've made a promise to myself after this whole Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs fiasco, and that promise is this: trust your gut, Wilds. And when you see something weird happening, don't be afraid to say, you know what? Too weird to win, and that was the case all along with the Bucks. It was the case when they lost, and Giannis like, did we really lose, or is it steps to progress? I'm like, well, I think you lost. And then you fire your coach, you hire Adrian Griffin, who hires Terry Stotts, who then quits, so you got to hire Doc. Meanwhile, you're fighting over a game ball with the Pacers. We want the souvenir. Like, really, are you that locked in? Dame does an interview, says, by the way, I'm miserable. All I do is watch boxing on YouTube. And last night, you lost to the Wizards, who no one should lose to. We have a special segment in the show with just weird stuff happening to the Wizards. We didn't even get to do it because we had to do real news about the Bucks losing. Here's how the stats look since Doc's been there. 15 and 14. The offense, all of a sudden, not good, even though you have Dame Lillard and Giannis. Defense, better. So that's something. But overall, Nick, you have to admit, although I'm the king of vibes, you are my prince.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
You can feel out the vibes. On a scale of 1 to 10, are the Bucks vibes even? No, not even in the top quartile. Move them somewhere.
I think that throughout NBA history, if you have somebody who is in the legitimate argument as the best player in the league, unless his supporting cast is atrocious, they have to be on the top tier of contenders. And so it doesn't mean they are the favorite, doesn't mean they're going to win it. I can't move a team with a healthy Giannis and a legitimate supporting cast down too far. I just can't. Everything you're saying, Wilds, is accurate. The vibes are bad, the data's bad, the eye test is bad, all of it. NBA history tells me having a guy, an apex guy like Giannis with a legitimate wingman, you know what I mean, and not a disastrous or injured supporting cast, that they're viable in a way most other teams aren't.
Bro, you agree with that?
They're fine where they were.
Thank you, bro.
But
Appreciate that. Brew didn't want to support me there, but he knows I'm right. Brew didn't want to support me, but he's like, damn. Nick makes a good point.
Too weird, man.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.